Okay, we're back again for another day. So, day 3 of the head gasket job. This morning, I went out to the hardware store and I found, I think, the bolts that I need. So these are socket head metric bolts. They're M6. This is a M6 by 16. And it is a true hex. And so I think I'm going to try and use them. The hardware store I went to only had like 3 of them in stock though, so I might just order them online. I did want to make sure that Subaru didn't have a funky thread pitch or anything. And so now that I know that this bolt works, I think I'll just order them online. I found a place that will give me all 59 of them, because there's only 59, not 60. But I can get all 59 of them for like $32 shipped. So that's about 50 cents a piece. Good enough deal. The only thing I'm kind of bummed on is I don't know how fast they ship. So we'll see. Anyway, that's the plan with that. I talked to my brother. He pulled the timing cover off of his Tribeca, which is the same engine. And he had just 2, I think, or 3 that he couldn't get out. And all he did was take a 10mm socket and hammer it onto the front. And using the socket, he said I should be able to get in on these couple of ones, because these were the 2 that were stuck on his. And those are the 2 that I can't get into with that bolt out remover I'm using. So we're going to try that today. Hopefully I can get this front cover off. If it's being a really big pain, I'm going to have to go back to the hardware store and get a drill bit and drill these out, because that's about the only thing left to do right now. Hopefully I don't have to do that. If I do, okay. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. So I'm gonna pull my tools out. I just barely got suited up and need to pull my tools out and get the things I'm gonna use organized, and yeah, here we go. Okay, it's probably been about an hour. I'm not really sure. I didn't check the time when I came in here. And anyway, I've been able to get almost all of them off so far. It's taken a ton of work. It's really slow going, but they're coming off. Mostly I'm using this little bolt out, this extractor tool. And now that I have the AC condenser out, it's a whole lot easier to get in there and hammer them out. I have a lot more room. I also had to pull this up and out of the way so I could get that extra ½ inch of swinging with the hammer. But right here, that's a 3/8 socket, and it fits right over the top pretty well. Now, I have been able to get a couple of them out using that, but it's not really a surefire as much as I would like it to be. Now, I don't know if that's because I'm using their 6-sided sockets. I might pull out a 12-sided socket and see if that does any better. But at this point, there's a couple of them that I just haven't been able to get any leverage on, and it's looking like I'm gonna have to just cut them off. So that's kind of a bummer, but I mean, I don't have to cut every single one off. There might be 4 that need drilled out, so not the end of the world. Again, this would be so much faster and easier if I had the engine out. I've thought about it this whole time of why don't I just pull the engine? Why don't I just pull the engine? And at least for right now, I don't want to. And I might be eating those words here in another day or 2 when I can't get the heads off. But I'm really trying to see what I can do in the car. So, I did want to show you here really quick. I'll show you this one. So they're barely torqued. I mean, I can loosen them with just a I can loosen them just fine with just a 1/4 inch ratchet. Okay, so it pops once. And yeah, that's been the case with most of them. It'll pop and then just start slipping. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going with this guy. It's just really, over here there's just no space. It's really hard to get to it. So I have this one here, and this one here, and this one up top that I can't even get to. So this one is easy enough to cut off that I'm willing to do that. Basically, this job just sucks. Okay, it's almost 4, and so I'm gonna call it good for the day. I got here around 1, I think. Maybe it's 12. I don't know. I've been here a long time, and haven't obviously really made any progress. So I got basically all of them out, except for these inset ones down here, same ones I pointed out earlier, and then those two over here I wasn't able to get off, and this one. And so I have my drill out here. I want to make sure that I can actually get to all these, so I can get to that one and I can get to these two. I'm going to have to buy a little Dremel tool and come and cut this one off. I think with the Dremel I'll be able to cut this one off too. And maybe this other one, I'm hoping. And then there's 2 more down at the bottom that are just in an awkward spot. Those 2 right there. But I think I can get to those with a vice grip, and the only vice grip that's here is like one of those mini ones. I don't even know where I put it. Oh, that little tiny one down there. And so I'm gonna go buy a real vice grip. I'm gonna take one of these bolts with me and find a bit that's the right size so I can drill those out. And then pick up a Dremel tool with some cutting discs. Hopefully that will be, really hoping that will do it. For the last 10 minutes or so I've kind of been really seriously debating pulling the engine, and I really don't want to. I don't even know if I have space to. I could get the cherry picker over here, but I don't think I would. I don't think with this saw here there's room for the cherry picker kind of to move back and forth. And so as of right now I'm still gonna say no on pulling the engine. I really hope I don't have to pull it later, because if I have to pull it later it would have made doing all of this a whole lot easier and faster, and I don't know. Pull the engine. If you have the space to pull the engine and the tools to pull the engine, just pull the engine. I don't know. Or get to this point and figure you need to pull... yeah, pull the engine. It's a lot of work, and it sucks, but I feel like it's a lot less frustrating than this. And so, yeah. Anyway. Oh... That's kind of the update. Nothing happened today. I'm gonna go buy those tools, and that's gonna be it. I mean, I guess I should look at it in a better light. I mean, I did get almost all of them out. That's a whole lot better than I was thinking I'd be able to do last night, so that's a plus. But still not as much work as I would like to show in like the 3 or 4 hours that I worked on this. So the one other thing I did, I guess when I was kind of trying to decide what to do next, so I had the thought like, okay, this is being really painful, and what if it isn't even a head gasket issue? I'm pretty positive, well, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty certain it is. But this, I pulled the throttle body off, and the inside of the throttle body is freaking disgusting looking. And then when I dump this guy out, there's actual water in here. There's some water on there. Anyway, when I tipped that up, it dumped water out. I was like, what the crap? Could it really have that much water from head gaskets being blown? And so I was like, okay, maybe it's a cracked throttle body or a bad gasket on the throttle body, because water does run through the throttle body. And I was like, no, there's no cracks. And the seal looked really good. I examined the little O-ring gasket and it looked fine. And so I'm just totally, I don't know, kind of at a loss of like what to do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and replace the head gaskets. I'm gonna do some research when I get home. But that would be kind of cool if I didn't have to replace head gaskets. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go home and go to the store and pick those tools up. I have my battery that's been here charging, and I need to take it to the parts store and have it tested. And then I need to order all those bolts online so that they can be here as soon as possible. Yeah. Head gaskets on an H6. At least it's not cold. I mean, there's times that I get warm in here and it's only 46 degrees. It's smoking. It's warmer than it's been for a long time. Outside anyway. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow.